Good morning, gentlemen. As you are aware, Britain has put Nigeria on its red list and banned foreign travels from our country. This is as a result of the discovery of COVID-19 cases, omicron variant in Nigeria. Britain now joins other countries, including Canada, which have taken a similar action against Nigeria over the omicron variant. Let me say straight away that it's up to the Presidential Steering Committee to respond to this action by the British government and others. And I have no doubt that the committee will respond appropriately. However, as a spokesperson for the federal government, I can say without mincing words that the decision by the British government to put Nigeria on the red list just because of less than 24 cases of Omicron, which by the way did not originate in Nigeria, is unjust, unfair, punitive, indefensible, and discriminatory. The decision is also not driven by science or common sense. How do you slam this kind of discriminatory action on a country of 200 million people just because of less than 24 cases? More importantly, whereas British citizens and residents are allowed to come in from Nigeria to Britain, non-residents from the same country are banned. The two groups are coming from the same country, but being subjected to different conditions. Why won't Britain allow people in both categories to come in and be subjected to the same conditions of testing and quarantine? This is why this decision to ban travelers from Nigeria who are neither citizens nor residents is grossly discriminatory and punitive. Gentlemen, let me use this opportunity to highlight the fact that travel ban, the type that has been slammed on some African countries, is a knee-jerk reaction that can only be detrimental to our quest to most conclusively tackle the pandemic. Instead of these reflex responses that are driven by fear and prejudice rather than science, why can't the world take a serious look at the issue of access to vaccine and ensure that it is based on the principles grounded in the right of every human being to enjoy the highest attainable standard of health without discrimination on the basis of race, religion, political belief, economic, or any other social condition. Many developed countries have used the advantage of their enormous resources, relationship to sign agreements with manufacturers to supply their countries with vaccines ahead of making them available for use by other countries. Even before the clinical trials were completed, millions of doses of the most promising vaccines have been bought by Britain, US, Japan, and the EU. Some of these countries bought doses 5 times the size of their population, while others, mostly in Africa, have little or no access to vaccines. This is the real issue to address instead of choosing the easy path of travel bans. Let the world know that no one is safe until everyone is safe. Gentlemen, in the wake of the discovery of Omicron, variant, the PSC, that's the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19, has reviewed its international travel protocol. The revised protocol, which came into effect yesterday, 5th of December, is aimed at further reducing the risk of importation and exportation of COVID-19, especially the variants of concern. Under the revised protocol, passengers arriving in Nigeria are expected to provide evidence of and comply with the following rules. 1. COVID-19 PCR test to be done within 48 hours before departure. Post-arrival day 2 COVID-19 PCR test. Self-isolation for 7 days for unvaccinated and partially vaccinated individuals. Day 7 post-arrival exit PCR test for unvaccinated and partially vaccinated individuals. On the other hand, outbound passengers are requested to provide valid evidence of full vaccination against COVID-19 and a negative PCR test result within 48 hours from the time of boarding. These are science-driven actions rather than those based on emotions and other extraneous reasons. However, if any country is not satisfied with them, why not simply subject Nigerians arriving in their countries to their own PCR test and proving conditions, like quarantine, instead of banning them outright? We sincerely hope the British government will immediately review the decision to put Nigeria on its red list and rescind it immediately. Nigeria has handled the COVID-19 pandemic with utmost responsibility and based on science, and has rightly earned global accolades for its efforts. Nigeria does not belong on any country's red list. Gentlemen, thank you for your kind attention, and I'll take a few questions. The PSC, in all its decisions, advised the government, it's always driven by science, not hysteria and not fear. As we speak today, nobody has been reported to have died of the Omicron variant as we speak today. Now, why do you punish South Africa for excellence? The Omicron variant did not originate from South Africa. South Africa only had the fortune or the misfortune of having an excellent research center that was able to identify these variants, which were actually carried by foreign diplomats into Botswana. If the government had panicked and acted, out of hysteria by postponing the South African president's visit, to be giving credence to exactly what is happening today. But the PSC considered it and felt that no, as long as the proper protocol is obliged, that the Omicron variant is discovered in South Africa did not necessarily mean that we should postpone the visit of South African president. If we have done so too, would we be justified today in challenging the UK or any country and putting us on the red list? Thank you. Action of Britain cannot be based on anything but discrimination and prejudice. I can tell you as a member of the PSC, and I think the Minister of Health confirmed yesterday, we've received many cases of many cases of people coming from Britain who are supposed to have been vaccinated and have, tested positive
wouldn't, because of that, decide to ban, or impose any travel ban on the UK? I don't think so. You see, the truth of the matter, I think, is that what some countries expected was going to befall Africa as a result of the pandemic has not come true. And that's why they are now saying, oh, we don't test enough. They are now saying they cannot trust our certificates. The truth of the matter, gentlemen, is that if the pandemic is killing as they think it should kill, it's not a matter of underreporting. We all have relations. We have neighbors. When people die, it's conclusive. I do not think that these prejudice, predictions have been supported by science or reality at all. So it has nothing to do with trust. I think, to me, there's nothing to say about it than, that it's just pure prejudice and it's pure discrimination. For instance, why would I, if me and somebody who is a Nigerian but carries a British passport, we are both in Nigeria, and you say that fellow can enter Britain, he is as risky, in quote, as I am. So is it that paper, that passport, that has now reduced his own risk? That doesn't make sense. If my cousin, who has a British passport, comes to see me and he stays in my house, he's going back, you say he can come in, but me, I cannot go. And it's not as if when he goes, he's going to be quarantined. Why can't they quarantine me if I go too? And it's not as if the government is paying for his own quarantine. He's paying. So why can't I pay? Doesn't make sense. Of this press conference, the appropriate responsibility will be taken by the presidential steering committee on COVID-19. But why do I say they should be saying it? Because it's not backed by common sense. It's not backed by science. That's the reason why I say so. But like I said at the beginning, the appropriate decision will be taken by the presidential steering committee on COVID-19. How many people have tested positive? Or how many people, written claims, have tested positive? My position is very clear. Is travel ban the answer? And the answer is no. Number one, where is the origin of this Omicron variant? It's definitely not Africa. It's definitely not Nigeria. I listened to the UN Secretary, and he said this is nothing different from travel apartheid. That the countries in Europe where the same variant has been discovered have not been put on any travel ban. So why must we demarket ourselves as Nigerians and say it's because of 3 or 21 or 21 and 3? No. The issue is that even if it's 21, does that qualify us for it back.
Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.